situation, but it is a process.
Hey, fuck them all, man.
Nah, fuck that, man.
I'm just gonna be the best. I'm just gonna be the best apple out of everybody. Fuck him all, bro. Not just joking. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Fuck that, cause motherfuckers, grandmothers and mothers' asses out. This motherfucking president, cause that pre-existing condition thing is whooping people ass, man.
Right, I feel you, man. Y'all know I'm all joking aside, but they're gonna find a way to keep his ass off it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so. I think it's a rap for him. It's a rapsy scapsy. He created this mess. Had he not been on bullshit, I honestly believe he would have won by now. But he forced people to get up off their ass. And when you force people to get up off their ass, you don't get what you want. And that's just the bottom line, man. I believe. Because he was fucking with the post office. He didn't take care of the shit with the COVID. He spread all these lies, scared the shit out of people. Hey, now you gotta suffer consequences, man.
Yeah.
You put all that negative energy in the universe, you're gonna get this same shit back. And there you go. No.
I hope it works out for us, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it will, man. You know, you can only be down so long. So, you know, with that being said, man, let's welcome everybody to the chat room. Let's get this thing cracking. Shout out to all the background listeners. Your presence is just equally appreciated as the ones that are in the chat room. Starting off at the bottom of the chat room, we got the homie Joe. We got the Show Killer was the first one in the chat room. Shout out to the Show Killer. Welcome back, my favorite show, Theory of the Culture on Built for This Network. Cheers, Knox and Earl got it in. Big ups to those three, man. It was fire like Kion as usual. We got Big Compton in the building, a.k.a. Big Illinois, a.k.a. the owner of the Backyard Podcast. We got Joe McGee in the building. That's an inside joke. People keep asking me why I call him Joe McGee, because that's his damn name, Joe McGee. We got Mocha Bella in the building. We got Ronnie in the building. What's good? We got Rated Kev in the building. We got the #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Burn in the building. And that would be it. So, man, let's get this thing started. For those who don't know, me and DGrate started the Couch Potatoes because me and DGrate sit on the phone sometime, half hour, 45 minutes, hour and a half, talking about movies and TV and shit like that. So we said, we doper than everybody. We should just let people hear how dope we are. And here we are, being dope. So, and the Couch Potatoes were born. On previous episodes, if you want to go back to Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Podcast Addict, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, or just come back to Spreaker.com and come to Build for This Network as you hit like, subscribe, and share on your social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter. You can go back and check the other ones about one of the dopest shows, in my opinion, in the history of TV, which is Lovecraft Country. That's how the whole concept started. And now we're stepping up as we were watching Lovecraft. Me and DGrate found out that we're, due to our studies and things of that nature, we realized that this Lovecraft thing might be bigger than just a bigger reason to have conversations about our culture. We shortly thereafter found a docu-series by the great Samuel L. Jackson. Big ups to Sam Jackson. Let me give him some love. This series it's on Epix TV. It is called Enslaved. It is awesome. It's a 6-part series. We're going to cover episode 5 and 6 this evening. Then we're going to cover episode 1. And we will get you guys involved in the next thing we're doing. But without any further ado, DGrate. Oh, let's shout out to his gift, a.k.a. the Queen of the Sacramento Bloods. She in the building. DGrate, talk to me about episode 5 and 6. What you get out of it? What you think? How it make you feel? The floor is yours.
5 and 6, episode 5 and 6, it kind of, to me, it kind of wrapped up everything in full, man. And they went in depth. First, we started the first 4 episodes. They kind of talked. They was talking about Samuel Jackson and his ancestors and his tribe and the culture. And they was talking about the slaves and how they was brought over here, how they on these ships. And some of these ships.
Let me interrupt you. We're gonna stop calling them slaves. We're gonna call them prisoners of war, because that's what they are.
Prisoners of war. Okay. All right. The POW.
Right. The African POW.
And I'm just gonna call them our ancestors. You know what I mean? So
that's even better.
They those ships. A lot of those ships didn't make it. Sunk into the deep oceans. All right. So wrap that up. They got a diving team going through, finding some of these ships and finding a whole lot of artifacts that's related to our ancestors and culture from back in the day. Now, 5 and 6. When I got out of it, man, and it's kind of weird because it took me to a whole other place, man. As you watch this series, you watching it and you're thinking about life and your life, and you want to know more about your history and where you came from, and who you're related to, and are you doing your part on this earth, or can you give more to what you're giving? You know what I mean? Because we've seen our ancestors doing a lot just to be free. So now, after all this enslavement, to bring them over to not only to America, but I learned they brought them on to all these other countries, and Brazil continues to stick out in my mind. You know what I mean? But they flipped the script. They were showing how our ancestors was like, you know what? We fed up with this. Soon as we get an opportunity, we gonna turn this motherfucker out for real. You know what I mean? We might not be able to get back home, but we ain't going where they're taking us. We gonna take this whole shit over. They have to kill me, or I'm just gonna jump. So they been showing just a lot. They was telling stories how some of our ancestors was just committing suicide, man, just jumping off these ships, with their children. You know what I mean? Just straight drowning, because they was like, nah, we're not following. We're not gonna let y'all plan fall through, man. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot about that. I learned that some of these takeovers from our ancestors took over these ships and busted U-turn and went back. You know what I mean? So that was like, oh wow. Those are stories that we don't know, and they will never tell you that, we did overcome some of those adventures, and they took those ships back to the motherland, for real. So I learned a lot from that, man. I learned a lot about how some of these white people in other countries, I think like in London and British, whatever, after some of these laws and stuff, and they was trying to say Abraham Lincoln freed slaves, they talked a little about that, but some of these people was like, y'all doing these people wrong, man. You know what I mean? So we gonna help these people be free. We gonna take them to Canada. We gonna take them to places where there's one guy they dig deep into his story. Forgot his name, man. I should have wrote it down. I should have took a lot of notes on this. I'm going by the top of my head. But a lot of our ancestors is with the Canada, man. For real. So we're all over the board, bro. We are all over the board. And you wonder, like, wow, you see a whole lot of black people in these different countries. Is like because we migrated everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. They went to anybody that was into the business of paying money to have us, they was doing it, man. We was everywhere, man. They dig a little deep about Harriet Tubman. They dig a little deep how we couldn't read, but we read body language. for signs. You know,
right.
taking to these cities and hiding out and waiting for different signs. It was powerful, man. It was very powerful. It really was, man. I felt for the sister that was one of the divers on there. She has a mixed family, and she met her cousins on there. I think in episode 6, she met her cousins who was white. You know, I mean, I think her mom was Jamaican.
Yeah, her mom was Jamaican.
Yeah, so, and her dad, forgot what her dad race was, but...
No, her dad was Jamaican, her mom was white.
Okay, so that connected when she met her white cousins, because she kept saying she only saw pictures of them, but she finally met them. You know, really, they just wanted to be they wanted to be the voice for the fallen, man. Those divers wanted to be the voice for the fallen. They did so many dives, they saw so many artifacts, so many ships that was in the bottom of the ocean, that they showed I like how they show respect and show love to the fallen, man, our ancestors that was fallen back in the day. So it was very deep, man. I know I kind of speed rushed a little bit of this, but that's what I was getting out of it as I was watching this, man. It made me think about my family, made me think about how I want to know where, you know, my bloodline began. You know what I mean? You know, so this is very touching. It's very educational for me. Like I said, I learned more watching these 6 episodes than I did in any priority history class I ever have taken. Half the history class I took it back in the day, I don't remember half the shit anyway. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You speeding through it, but you pretty much covered the entire series, which is dope. Shout out to DGrate. But it was only one thing. It's one or two things I didn't like. I like 99.99999% of the things that they did, that they talked about. And like when they call them runaways, I don't like the term slave. I don't like the term runaways, because they was like, they bought slaves over. No, you bought Africans over and converted them into slaves. And they're not a runaway, because a runaway gives you the perception that they're doing something wrong, or they're leaving something that's good, like a kid running away from home because he was disciplined. They were freedom seekers. And that's the only thing I take away from this. And there's one more thing, like the example you gave about the English. They didn't go into detail, and I'm not sure if Samuel Jackson even knows about this. Part of the reason slavery became illegal in Great Britain was it was a brother who took the English to court, and he saw that they didn't have any law on the books that said he would be a slave. So when you don't have any laws on the books that says that black people are supposed to be slaves, they can't make one retroactively, and now you have to abolish it. That's what they left out. I was hoping they were going to bring that up, but that's nitpicking and things of that nature. The reason I even brought it up is because you made the statement that we didn't learn these things in history class, and it's a damn shame, which it is. And why it touched me when you said that is because you really only want to learn. You would not only want to learn, but you learn things better when you're in the picture. If they did a story about LA, or if they did a story about the United States of America, and they only talked about New York, they only talked about Chicago, they only talked about Atlanta, a couple cities in Texas, and things of that nature, you would be like, okay, when the fuck y'all gonna start talking about LA? And you will zone out after a while. It'll be cool to learn about Chicago and the other places throughout the United States. But when they never get to LA, you will zone out. So that's probably why the things that you don't remember is because the only thing we did during our high school and our college days is learn how to worship Europeans. Period. They tell you about 12 brothers and sisters. Like, the sad thing is, they only think about it. The first time most people heard, in our age group heard, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, was in a damn Outkast song. Most people didn't know that was a civil rights leader who said that. Shout out to our ancestor Fannie Lou Hamer, who was the